Hi, Tribe. Right now, I find myself in the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, known by the Native Americans here as Borique. And I've received some beautiful messages that I think is important to relate them. And honestly, I've been kept up at night because I haven't posted it or recorded it for Tribe. Basically, the message is when we are in a physical body, having a physical experience, who we were in a past life, the level of being, the wisdom, where we fit in, if there was a hierarchy, where we fit in the hierarchy, does not necessarily manifest itself in the present 3D avatar. So basically, you're in a avatar, you're in a physical body, and when you're here in this dimension, what you were at some point is not relevant, really. It is, but it's not. Because we still have to do the work. By work, I mean to really know oneself without turning a blind eye or lying to oneself as to what is really happening, the truth. And honestly, the truth is sometimes difficult to see. The truth is evident. You are either awake, conscious, integrated with your higher self, in harmony, in a state of love, or you're not. To be a master, a being from a higher hierarchy, it matters not that you claim it. The truth is always evident and transparent. You are love or you're not. You are harmony or you're not. You are kindness or you're not. Etc., etc., etc. There are different worlds that we can, and dimensions in which we can exist. You can call them world, dimensions, realms. And what allows you to enter those worlds is the vibration and the harmony that you carry, the amount of light that you can sustain. One world, let's call it world 3, is the world of angels. Is not accessible to most human beings. The amount of light and the vibration of this very refined energy that you must be able to hold is difficult on the physical body. And honestly, virtually impossible for most of us. The next world, we're a little denser, is called world 6. In this world, you're in a static state. Also accessible, but briefly. It's very piercing and quite uncomfortable to sustain it for a long time. But this state can happen, and part of the messages that we've been receiving as a collective is that it will happen more frequently with the coming changes. The next level, the next dimension that's heavier than world 6 is called world 12. And this is the world where you're in a state of presence. You're in the now. It's Mushin, the no mind. It's the place of zero, of harmony. We are now able to stay here. In world 12, your higher self can be present, and an integration of mind, body, soul, and spirit occurs. Your divine higher self is the driver of the avatar. You are in a state of love, harmony. You can feel and perceive beauty all around you. You can be detached, and you can emanate kindness. There's no judgment, no negativity. Just love, love, love. The next world or dimension or realm is world 24. And this is when you're in your essence. This is still a state of harmony, since you're still under less laws than if you were in world 48 or higher. And most of us function our everyday life in world 24. Because sometimes being in a higher state, like the world 12, it's hard to function. So when you're functioning and you're working and you're processing in the physical world, sometimes we have to sort of shift into world 24, but we're still in positivity and we're still in harmony. The next dimension, realm, or world is world 48. It's very dense. We're under a lot of laws. Here you're easily triggered. You're processing a lot of negative energy. Self-importance is a big one. Self-pity is another one. Judgment, resentment, jealousy, hate, anger, vanity, fear, and control. All of these belong to world 48. If you're in world 48, it's obvious. You're not in alignment with your higher self. The higher self cannot link or integrate with an avatar that is moving dense, heavy energy. It cannot exist in world 48 or higher, 48, 96 or higher. It has to be world 12. You have to be in a state of love to be anchored with your higher self. That's the minimum. If you are a master, you don't have to claim it. It is evident and transparent. No designation, no past life as an incarnate being of light is going to change that truth. So my message is, be sincere and honest with yourself. We are all divine beings having a physical experience. We can all walk this journey integrated with this divine part, what I call the higher self. But first you must see clearly what is really playing itself out. What world, dimension, or realm are you really vibrating at? And change what is not in alignment with this possibility. Otherwise, we are just blah, blah, blah. Living a lie, but mostly lying to ourselves. For me, it's really important that we're honest with each other. It's really important that our tribe is able to, what we call photograph, is show each other a mirror and say, look, you're not in alignment with something higher. You're actually moving heavy, heavy energy. You're being triggered. You're not in harmony. It doesn't matter what position you have. If you're in a spiritual path, it doesn't matter what designation you have, what position you have. If you're in politics, it doesn't matter what office you hold. If you're an intellect from a university and you're the smartest person out there, it doesn't matter. It is evident and transparent. And the message I'm giving is one of hope, positivity. It's saying to us that we all have this possibility. I can go to the most remote mountain in this island and find myself what we call un jibarito, which is like this little old man of the earth that understands and has been living in harmony with earth, who has no education, who has lived a very simple, plain life, who doesn't have any certificates hanging on the wall. He has nothing to claim, but in his presence, if he's able to elevate me without me even, because sometimes these beings that are in state of love, they bring you there. If he can elevate me into a state of love, he's a master. No one needs to designate him. He's a master. Love, love, love to all of you on this beautiful journey.